Hi Vogue, I'm Repossi, and today I'm going to share with you the way I collect vintage, and I'm going to take you to my favorite vintage spots in Paris. The advantage of a vintage is that you really stand out. It elevates the relationship to clothes and self, personality, and own expression. I think it breaks certain rules of capitalism. Fluffy shoes. This I'm not going to try. Now I'm going to take you to a private appointment of the showroom of Moji. It's a vintage salon. Let's go. Hi, hello. I like Moji's taste and his selection. I always followed him for a long time before I was even collecting. And we initially worked, I was buying jewelry, vintage pieces from fashion designers, a lot of Gaultier, Jean-Paul Gaultier that was assembled with ethnic jewelry, crazy pieces he had from the 60s. And yeah, he's a very Gaultier person, or in Paris. And you know, he has pieces such as these, they're gorgeous. Qu'est-ce que tu as de beau alors pour moi en sélection?
En ce moment, on a reçu l'iconique veste Margiela, 1997, donc qui est bien connue.
This is a piece from 1997, and it's an iconic piece of Margiela. Extremely gorgeous and minimalistic and very conceptual.
Elles ont été quand même produites en 97, mais celles-ci reviennent d'un ancien mannequin. Et pièces quand même assez rares et iconiques de Margiela, surtout en très très bon état, c'est ça qui est important.
Sublime. Ah, Gaultier, ces pièces.
Ah oui, c'est vrai.
Ouais, punk avant l'heure. The mix of like ethnicity with modern. He was very influenced by ethnic jewelry.
Une de mes pièces favorites que je garde précieusement, c'est ce pull comme des garçons de l'hiver 1983, entièrement tricoté à la main au Japon. C'est une pièce que je recherche depuis très longtemps, qui a été peu produite à l'époque et qui marque un tournant chez Comme des Garçons.
Ça, c'est Margiela?
Alors ça, non. Ah non. Ça, c'est une pièce assez incroyable, c'est les Jeremy Scott par Benoît Mesléard, une collaboration entre Benoît Mesléard et Jeremy Scott. C'est la deuxième collection de Jeremy Scott. Et celles-ci, elles ont été faites exprès pour Isabelle Ablot, qui les voulait en patine dorée. Normalement, elles sont toutes blanches. Et donc, elles ont une double histoire parce que finalement, elles ont marqué l'histoire de Jeremy Scott. Et aussi, c'est une commande spéciale pour Isabelle Ablot et son personnage.
Ça, c'est Gaultier, sublime.
Ouais. J'ai aussi cette pièce Gaultier assez iconique de la collection Adam et Ève, été 91.
Mugler.
C'est Camilla, ouais. Une autre pièce que j'aime beaucoup, c'est cette robe trench de Jean-Paul Gaultier haute couture, qui date de 2000, qui est inspirée de la parisienne et de l'Inde. Très beau décolleté. Voilà, ça fait partie du look, avec le trench asymétrique.
So we have a Jean-Paul Gaultier haute couture trench dress from 2000. So it was worn with a turban as a reference to India. And I love the hybrid combination of chic wear with Indian cultural heritage. It was very Gaultier, the combination.
Alors là, on est dans les années 20 jusqu'au 1940. Donc on a une très belle sélection de broderies échantillons. Ça, c'est incroyable.
C'est un bijou.
Et après, on part aussi sur des lainages, début 20e siècle, fin 19e à peu près. Donc, ils sont très inspirants.
Tu dirais que tu te spécialises dans quoi?
Alors, nous, on spécialise pas forcément dans une époque précise. L'important, c'est de travailler sur tout le XXe siècle, entre 1910 et jusqu'à aujourd'hui, parce qu'il y a encore des pièces assez intéressantes ce qu'on appelle le vintage moderne. Il y a une autre spécialité aussi, c'est qu'on travaille aussi beaucoup des créateurs un petit peu oubliés, comme Jean-Rémy Demas, Anne-Marie Beretta, des créateurs qui étaient très talentueux dans les années 80 ou aussi les années 60, comme Marc Vaucan. On essaye vraiment de mettre à l'honneur tous ces créateurs très talentueux, mais qui ont été un petit peu oubliés par la presse ou qui n'ont pas fait une carrière aussi longue que Dior.
Où est-ce que tu sourds?
C'est beaucoup de clientes qui ont acheté à l'époque, qui ont d'ailleurs une histoire à raconter. Chaque vêtement a une histoire à raconter.
So we're here in a shop called Pretty Box. Bonjour. And a friend recommended me this place, and I think it's a little bit more punk and fun and young, and so like that. come see a small selection. So I think they have crazy like biker jackets. Sorry, it's heavy. So big for me. It's fun. I love these kind of actually vintage men's jackets. Maybe this one's more my size. And then we have leather, vintage. It's good to recycle, upcycle. Beautiful. Some chic Emporio Armani. Very 90s, chic. Some Moji. We haven't seen any today. In New York. Eventually, quote of the day. My feminist side. Voila. Fluffy shoes. Yves Saint Laurent. You said 1980.
80s, yeah.
For a show.
Yeah.
Merci.
Come in. So I'm going to show you the archive jewelry from the 80s of Repossi, my brand. And this is my father's jewelry, the iconic bow. They were definitely an iconic moment. They had their moment of fame with his own interpretation. They symbolize an era for the brand that was, the times of Helmut Newton. These were shown in Monte Carlo. It was definitely certain codes that my father had taught me. They were elongating the neck, beautifying their points of light, composition, and always embellished. A lot of jewelers focus on a pretty object to watch. I think it's more interesting on, and I think I push that even further because I sort of cancel everything figurative. And this is already a modern bow, but I would do a more modern one. And this is the iconic bracelets. They were worn by 2-3, the watch, the montre bijou. And also little pochettes I took since we're in a vintage time. These were from the 90s. So now I'm going to show you the clothes, the archive vintage that I put together for you today. I guess it's my own personal collection slowly, There's pieces like this beautiful, simple dress, things you don't find right now. And with the kimono, this one, favorite piece. Exactly my size, very short. I'm gonna try it on. So I actually got this one on Bayroness, which is a very small e-shop. Very trendy, very on point. And it's from the kimono collection. Tom Ford Gucci, yes. And it's gorgeous, very, very delicate. But it still survived the years. My favorite retailers, I'm very lucky, the secret is to follow them. And of course I have a very good relationship with Lab 22, have big archive of a lot of samples and the most iconic pieces, which I can show you, but they have things like what I just showed you. And what I do is, if they don't send me, if I see a post, I'm gonna ask, is it available for sale? And they tell me, actually this was not initially, but they sent it to me to try it on, and then I found a way to keep it. They have incredible bikinis like this one that I have, that are very hard to find now, and because I don't think they were produced in big quantities, and this I'm not gonna try. The iconic museum G-string from 97. This is from another retailer called Otto in London, Otto Vintage, and they're very on point as well with these kind of things. The Madonna look. So it was the beginning of the Tom Ford Gucci era, and it was extremely iconic, and it changed everything, I think, in fashion, at least a certain aesthetic. It was huge because instead of a gala gown, she went like this. I think it defines like a certain period of time, that type of woman that she was, very young, sexy but not on purpose, and I don't know, here we have two though. This one's also super simple, nothing, but they have a lot of character and personality, which sometimes lacks nowadays. We don't do certain things anymore, we don't dare. We're in a very quiet luxury moment, which these are, but the cuts make them not so quiet. So we have a 91 piece of Alaya, Archive of the Asdin era. It's a very iconic piece. It comes in 3 pieces. I got it on one of a kind last summer. The advantage of a vintage is that you really stand out. We saw it with the Met. It was a whole vintage research, and I think it's the same process. It's going through a certain era, certain codes, rather than, oh, I love this dress, it's making me pretty. It's not about that. I think it breaks certain rules of capitalism, of selling certain commercial items, it elevates the relationship to clothes and self, personality, and own expression, for sure. In an era where, a lot of houses want to focus on certain commercial items, I think this breaks it all, we're not paid, no one's paid to wear this. That's why also celebrities of a certain level, they want to show that they have taste and they have knowledge in our own fashion. As costume is part of history, so showing knowledge shows that you're not just buyable. Well, now there's certain rules with all the influencing going on, and it kills the creativity because you have to wear certain things that are part of a marketing strategy. And, well, vintage breaks it. It's just for fun, Lab 22, and it's a skirt. They also gifted me a matching t-shirt, but this is the famous bow shirt that I wear with everything. You can wear them separately, no heels. It's really cool. Ah yes, it's Tom Ford Gucci. Same, I believe, 90s, late 90s. Byronesque. Vintage. So they're more eclectic. Lab 22 specialized in Tom Ford Gucci. Auto London that we just saw is specialized also in Tom Ford Gucci, but they have also Saint Laurent and more. And One of a Kind that I tried, the Alaya, is specialized in very high-end luxury. They have couture Chanel pieces from back then. So it's another approach to vintage. It's like women wanting to find couture things almost. And Byronesque is very cute. It's very trendy and on point from specific time. They're, big Helmut Lang fans. There's Margiela, beautiful piece. You can tell they have very specific taste. Times of Nicolas, Balenciaga. London has a very couture, luxury, high-end profile. I don't own any Versace, but this is incredible. So the dress I didn't show you comes from them, the white one that I have without sleeves, and I have the matching belt. So 1996, and I haven't worn it yet. Cannot wait to wear it. Georgina Greenville wore it pretty well. I think I was very lucky, with certain of the kimono collection. This is very pretty on. It's a little revealing. Lab 22, and it's a lace piece from early 2000s. Same cut, same length. Signature from the Tom Ford Gucci kimono collection. And it's a little bit revealing, but it's nice. It's a nice summer piece. I wouldn't wear this in the city. So this is a sample. Was never in stores, and it's very short. And they're very empowering. And I have some pieces from Karl Lagerfeld from back then also. It's just a cross on the body with lace, worn by Elena Christensen from the 90s, I believe 94. The very 90s, to me, is a very iconic moment, the early 2000s as well, because they're a bit more crazy, more fun. When it comes to managing my wardrobe, I'm actually pretty much of a minimalist. I know it doesn't look like in my life, because it seems like I have a lot of clothes, but it's very curated and selected. I don't like to own too much. That's why I'm not gonna just purchase it to purchase it. I'd have to fit me, I have to like it, I have to fall in love with it. So I keep them at home, and they're part of my daily clothes. They're not there to show off or to show people. I don't believe in the one-time wearing something. It shouldn't. What I'm wearing now, I've worn many times. It's the ideal little dress for my birthday or a night out fun, and they're very fragile, so you have to take good care of them as much as I can. But yeah, I wear them. So I took you today to my journey on how I collect vintage, my favorite pieces. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye, Vogue.